What's up, everybody? Brian here with another episode of Fishing Control. As you can tell, we are in the garage, the office, the studio, if you will. We're working on some setup. We're going fishing in the morning. I've got to tie up some new leaders. I'm going to show you one of my go-to leaders. I've got some large cut bait and some interesting things to use, so I'm going to make a couple of my larger fish finder rigs, and I'm going to show you how I prepare those. I like to use either 2-aught, 4-aught. Here's the 2-aught circle hook. Here's the 4-aught circle hook, and I occasionally go a little bigger than that, which today we're going to use one of my biggest ones, and you can definitely see that without me having to hold my hand up. And we're going to put that on some 50-pound fluoro with a swivel. If I put that in front of my shirt, my face, you can see it against my giant forehead. Yeah. So I'm gonna show you how I tie one of these up using heavier line. There's two different kinds of knots you can use for this. A Palomar or a uni are the two that I tend to use. I use the Palomar for up to about 20-pound fluoro or mono, and if I'm going bigger than that, I use a uni because the heavier line has a harder time bending over itself and doing the tightness of the knot that is the Palomar knot. It's a little bit tougher to get cinched down with that heavier line than a uni knot is easy to get good and snug, good and tight with the heavier line. Doesn't fight you. So I'm going to show you how I do that real quick. Okay, so it'll vary what size leader you're trying to make. Typically a shorter leader is less likely to get swallowed and gut hooked. So if there's a chance you're going to need to release a fish, a shorter leader is probably preferred. A longer leader lets the bait flow around in the water more, but we're going to start off with, I don't know why I'm starting off with the hook side. I don't normally start off with the hook side, but this is how I tie my uni knot onto the hook. Just go through the eye one time, make a loop back that way. So you got your 6 there, and then wrap it a number of times. I like to go at least 5. And then you can start to tighten it down here. When you get it to looking good and somewhat tightened down, wet it and start to cinch it down a little more, and then slide it down. Work it together, pull it tight, and then you got your little tag end. And if you get really good at this, you can get to where you don't have much tag end there and you don't use much leader material. So we're going to trim off that tag end with this old knife. Totally safe-ish. And then we're going to give ourselves, I'm going to do about an 18-inch leader. That's where I've been having the most success, the happiest median between no gut hooked fish, no bite offs, but having some good hookups. So I'm going to go 18 inches and give myself a little extra to tie the knot and cut that off. And so now we're going to put the swivel on. Same way. So I just hold it in my hand like this, and then I give myself the loop in the same direction that the line's going. So I got a 6 going over both lines, right? And then wrap it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna go a couple extra with this one if I can. 6, 7. Got it, 7. Sometimes you gotta use your teeth to help pull that down. They get a little tight to pull your tag end. Okay, so there we go. This may be a little longer than I wanted it, but I can modify that later. Better to have too much material and modify it later than have too little and have to retie a whole new leader. But there we go. So then when I put that on my rod, you put one of these snap swivels on the line first, followed by one of these beads. And then, so you're going through the swivel, through the snap swivel, through the bead, and then tie your main line right to that swivel with either a Palomar or a uni. And boom, you're good to go. Put your weight on that guy, and you're fishing with a fish finder rig. And you can do that with whatever size you need that's good for the bait you're using. Like I said, I usually go with a 2/0 if I'm using shrimp or small pieces of cut mullet. Tomorrow, I'm using a very special bait, so you'll want to tune in to that next video to see what's going on there. Hopefully it works out. Should be a good time. So anyway, thanks for watching. This is how I tie my fish finder rig to get ready to go. I can tie a bunch of these and put them in Ziploc bags and put them in my bag and have a bunch ready to bust out. I do a bunch of different rigs that way. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next trip.